Okay, we're in number 21. The most abundant elements found in living matter are, so we're looking for pinakamarami. And we know, kapag pinakamarami, we have to think of the four elements chon. So where is chon here? So put that in your long-term memory kapag when we say elements that make up the cells. And these are four fundamental elements. Ibig sabihin, lahat-lahat ng mga may buhay ay binubuo ng chon. Chon is C, carbon, H, hydrogen, O for oxygen, and N for nitrogen. Very good. Next. Number 22. The four main types of inorganic compounds in living systems are, so this time, kung kanina, four elements, this time sa 22, four inorganic compounds. Before we answer this, let's define inorganic muna. When we say inorganic, these are compounds that do not have carbon. So basically, yung walang carbon sa formula except for oxides ng carbon. Okay, so what are the four inorganic compounds that make up life? So of course, ang pinaka-importante is water. Hanapin nyo talaga siya kasi water is life nga. Na, di ba? Sinasabi natin. So water is number one. The next one ay yung salts. Okay? And the two other important inorganic compounds are acids and bases. So letter C, water, acids, salts, and bases. Salts are combinations of metal and non-metals. Sila yung nag-arise from the bond called ionic bonding. And acids and bases, there are organic acids and organic bases. Pero when we say acid and base, naturally, we mean the inorganic kind of acids and base. Kasi kung organic siya, we have to add the word organic. Organic acids, organic bases. Pero most of the time, when we say acid at saka base, sila yung mga inorganic na acid and base. Okay, tandaan nyo yung apat na inorganic compounds na bumubuo sa cell. Number 23. Water is very important to life. We said it na kanina. Because of its following properties except one. So which one? Lahat ng ito daw ay properties ng water. Bakit siya considered na important to life? Maliban sa isa, hindi kasama ang, of course, hindi kasama ang letter B. It is a highly reactive substance. So alam naman natin that water is colorless sa letter A, odorless, at saka tasteless. And that's pure water, di ba? And very important yan. Letter C naman is considered as universal solvent. Yes, water is universal solvent for the reason na halos lahat ng solutes in the cell ay kayang-kaya niya i-dissolve. And letter D, it can maintain a fairly stable temperature. For the reason na ang water has high heat capacity. It means na it takes a lot of heat para lang matransform ang isang state of matter for water, halimbawa liquid, into gas. So it takes a lot of energy para lang matransform ang liquid water into gas or solid water into liquid water. So ito yung tatlo na properties ng water at hindi ang highly reactive. Water is not reactive. Unlike acid and bases, ang water is fairly neutral. Hindi siya reactive sa mga bagay-bagay. Kaya nga, ginagawa siyang solvents sa mga chemical reactions kasi halos hindi siya nagre-react sa mga other solutes sa isang chemical reaction. Kaya niyang mag-dissolve pero hindi siya masyadong reactive. Number 24. Which process enables large food molecules such as fats and proteins to enter a cell? So, anong tawag kapag mga malalaking substance na ang papasok? Malalaking substances ang papasok sa cell. Ang tawag dyan ay kapag malalaki na ng mga food substances ang papasok, we call it as, yes, correct, phagocytosis. Phagocytosis. Phago is a Greek word that means eating. So, cytosis meaning it relates to the cell process. So, parang it literally means cell eating, phagocytosis. Whereas yung pino for letter C, pinocytosis is cell drinking. So, ang kaibahan lang sa dalawa, ang isa is solid ang tinitake in ng cell sa phago, whereas liquid naman ang tinitake in sa pinocytosis. Silang dalawa, both of them, are processes of cell transport. So, papasok sa loob ha. Papasok siya sa sulod. Musulod sa cell ang pagkaon o ang tubig, liquid and solid. Kung solid, phago. Kung liquid naman, pino. Ang osmosis is also an example ng cell transport na passive. Well, I forgot to tell you na ang pino at saka phago is active na process. It means na mangangailangan ng energy, mangangailangan ng ATP in short. Whereas ang letter A at saka B, mga passive processes to sila. So, dili require ang energy, ang ATP. So, ang kinahanglan lang is a gradient para na ay movement. Ano ba ang gradient? Merong pagkakaiba in terms of concentration. Meaning, daghan ng isa, gamay lang po ng isa ka-place. So, dapat ma-establish mo ng gradient before na ay movement. Ang osmosis is ang movement ng water. It's exclusively for water only ha. Papasok sa cell or lalabas sa cell because of a gradient. Osmosis yan. Ang diffusion is generic term po siya sa lahat ng pumapasok at lalabas sa cell because of a gradient. So, it could be water, or it could be solute, it could be oxygen, it could be carbon dioxide, ammonia. Basta kay nagasunod siya sa gradient. Ano ba yung gradient na akong ginamention? High to low. High concentration to low concentration. So, pero kapag ang diffusion kay water ang involved, dili na diffusion ang tawag saya, osmosis na. Okay? So, klaro man siguro na. So, ito ang ang picture, diagram nato sa pinocytosis and phago. Kapag fluid o liquid na mga solute, that's pino. Kapag mga dagko na substances, halimbawa bacteria, or any kind of mga dagko tulad na na-mention nato sa item, protein and fats, phagocytosis. 25. The carrier molecules in the cell membrane which facilitate the transport of large molecules in the cell are actually. So, napag-usapan na natin na may transport, no? Ang transport, nangyayari yan across the cell membrane. So, gamit ang cell membrane. Na ay mga protein sa cell membrane na tagadala, tagabitbit, tagakuha o butang from the outside, ipapasok niya. Or, butang from the inside, ipapalabas niya. So, sila ay mga carrier molecules and they are, yes, proteins. They are proteins. So, ang mga transport molecules or mga carrier molecules sa cell membrane ay mga proteins. So, dagay klase-klaseng proteins sa membrane, no? Sa ato lang ilahon ang duha ka pinaka-importante transport proteins. So, yung halimbawa, dito sa left channel proteins, mura siya og kanang hole that protects the solute from outside to inside. Ang purpose ng channel protein is para dili ma-reject sa cell membrane ang musulod or mugawas sa cell. Kani siya kay kadalasan ng channel protein ang agi saya katong mga naay charge or katong mga polar na mga molecules. Molecules and ions can freely pass across or through the channel proteins. Sa right side naman carrier proteins kay mura gid siya, literally it carries. Iha ang kuhaon ang butang gikan sa gawas ug ipasulod niya, or maybe gikan sa sulod ipagawas niya. Ana ang trabaho sa carrier proteins. Same lang pud sila og idea. Ang purpose ana is para mapasulod ang mga butang sa cell nga dili basta-basta makalusot sa cell membrane because mamili man ang cell membrane kung kinsa lay makasulod sa iya. Kung tandaan lang ninyo, basta kay dagko, dili nakasulod basta-basta. Kaya kailangan ng proteins. Basta na ay charge, dili po nakasulod. So, kailangan pa rin ng proteins. Kana mga polar na mga molecules or yung mga nice light na charges, dili po kasulod sa cell. Kaya nga, na sila'y tagatabang na na-facilitate. Number 26, the passage of materials into and out of cells or by active transport requires. Okay, na-mention na nato itong active transport. Moto ang klase nga transport na manginahanglan og energy. So, we're looking for energy. Wala na may lain siguro din. Alang sa letter B ang cellular energy. And that is ATP na gina-mention nato. The ATP carries the energy for the cell, chemical energy, and also pare sa nato carrier katong mga proteins. Mga proteins na mention nato, they can act in passive or active transport. Sa passive, facilitated diffusion to siya ang tawag. Passive transport nga na carrier kay passive transport, facilitated diffusion I mean. Katong sa active, marami man, phagocytosis, pinocytosis, receptor-mediated phagocytosis, and many other examples ng active transport. 27. The lowest level at which evolution operates is the pinakamababang level saan mangyayari ang evolution ay yes, population. Kung mag-define gani mo evolution, di ba the word is change. So asa pod nga change? Change in a cell, change in an organism, change in let's say an individual? No, hindi. When we speak of evolution, that's changes in a population. You have to mention the word population. Over time. Remember na walang nag-e-evolve na individual. Ang pag-e-evolve is by group. Tandaan nyo na ang evolution is by group, hindi siya by individual. We can only say na nag-evolve ang isa ka species kapag ang halos tibuok population is displaying that trait na nabago. Kung na-trait nga nabago, tapos gina-display siya sa kadaghanan sa population, then we can say na naay change or evolution na kay tabo. Dili lang kay kung isa lang ka individual ang naay na change, no? Kung isa lang siya, so dili pa nato na matawag na evolution. Maybe it's just mutation lang or simple change lang sa phenotype because merong nangyari sa DNA. So, can only say na nag-mutate lang or there's something na naibago sa iya because of mutation, bago ang kanyang phenotype. Pero kapag evolution is by group. 28, the major source of variation in bacteria is, so ang pinaka number 1 reason kung bakit may iba-ibang strains, iba-ibang species ng bacteria, bakit merong mga iba't ibang, although same na species pero iba ang characteristics or traits, ang reason ay dili lang ni para sa mga bacteria kundi para sa tanan applicable. Ang major source is correct mutation. Remember, mutation is change in the genetic material or DNA ng isang species or isang individual. Mutation yun. So lahat ng mga bacteria usually ang foundation or primary source ng change or variation I mean is mutation or change in the DNA. Asexual reproduction most of the time source din siya if ever na ay error na mahitabo and then mapasa sa next generation. Ang asexual reproduction ng bacteria ay tinatawag na binary fission. Genetic recombination mangyayari lang sa conjugation sa bacteria or even in bacterial transformation. Pero kadalasan dili siya common, meaning dili siya kanang palaging nangyayari ang conjugation pati ng transformation. Pero mutation palaging nangyayari because of the fast rate ng growth ng bacterial population. 29, the earliest form of life may have exhibited the following characteristics except, so ang pinakaunang form of life, meaning pinakaunang cell daw sa mundo, ay may mga ganito na characteristics. Hindi kasama ang, okay, think about yung pinakaunang cell. Pinakaunang cell ay mga prokaryotes, walang nucleus, di ba? And kapag prokaryotes, bacteria yon. So sila yung pinakaunang mga bacteria. So, in short, ang tinatanong dito, alin ang hindi characteristic ng bacteria? So, nung unang panahon. So, ang hindi characteristic ay letter B, aerobic respiration. Wait, bakit hindi kasamang aerobic respiration? Ngayon, at present, may mga bacteria na most of them can do aerobic respiration. But some can do anaerobic respiration, just like fermentation. Or may mga anaerobes talaga completely. Pero noon, think about the early planet. Yung Earth natin, wala pa yung oxygen. Recall? Kasi ang oxygen, nigawas o dinaghan lang sa kalibutan katong naanay plants. Kung wala pa yung plants, wala pa yung algae, wala pa yung photosynthesis, wala pa yung oxygen. When we say aerobic, the word aerobic means na ay oxygen, involves oxygen. So since ang early planet nato walay oxygen, so we can say na mga bacteria sa una kay wala pay ability to do aerobic respiration. So what is true is sa mga bacteria, they are unicellular, meaning they exist as one cell. Still true karon sa present, wala yung multicellular na bacteria. Letter C, asexual, yes, because wala na may male o female na bacteria. They can only do binary fission. At letter D, heterotrophic nutrition. May mga bacteria, most of them talaga ay heterotrophs, meaning they are decomposers. Some of them can do photosynthesis, tulad ng cyanobacteria, pero exception lang yun. Most of them are heterotrophs. Okay, 30. If you examine living plant and animal cells, you'll be amazed at their striking similarity in that they both possess. So, kung mag-examine daw ka o plant and animals, ma-amaze daw ka kay parehas sila. Kay naa sila ay unsa may parehas sa plant and animals. Ang answer ay yes, cell membrane. Dili lang kay plant and animals, in fact, tanan cells na cell membrane. So, ang letter A, dili tinuod cell wall kasi plant lang man ang na cell wall, ang animal cells wala. Letter B, dili pud tinuod kasi ang plant lang man ang naay large vacuole. Ang tawag sa vacuole sa plant kay central vacuole. Dira ginatago ang mga importante na mga materials sa plant sa sulod sa cell katulad ng water, starch, or product ng photosynthesis. Letter D, ability to manufacture food or simply photosynthesis. Plant lang ang kabaluan na, and animal cells do not have the ability to produce or manufacture food. So letter C ang parehas sa plant o animals in all cells, dili lang silang duha. 31, which is an endangered species and also an endemic flora to the Philippines. Saan daw dito ang endemic? Meaning, ibig sabihin ng endemic, sa Pilipinas lang makikita. Pero if you notice my word na flora, flora is the other term for plants. Plants. Sa Latin word ng plants, flora, ang Latin word ng animals kay fauna. So kaya kung makadungog kag flora and fauna, we are referring to plants and animals. So wala man siguro ilain plant dire kasi I think the three options kay animals. So ang answer kay wait lang, letter D yan. Ako sang ikuhan kay namali ako ang pagbutang sa thumbs up sign.